Hi everyone, it's Mads from Denim and Leather, and today I'm joined by Trev Lukather. How are you?
Mads, what's happening?
I'm good.
I
How are you
love
getting
I
on?
love the I love the name, by the way. Mads is awesome. I
Oh,
mean,
thank
you
you.
know, I'm married to Madison. Are you originally Madison?
I'm a Madeline originally, but
Madeline. Okay, cool,
mhm.
cool. But I like Mads, man. Mads is a cool, that's a vibe.
Thank you. So I obviously first became aware of you through your previous band Levara, which people may have heard of. You guys made the amazing record, but unfortunately, you disbanded kind of before it had a chance to take off. So how's that kind of shaped where you're at now with this solo record you're doing?
Well, I think the demise of the old band really, fueled the fire of me wanting to get in the studio and do this. You know, it was such an unfortunate situation. I mean, we hustled hard, did a club tour, did a theater tour. Then next thing you know, we're in Europe. We're doing an arena tour with Pop and Toto. And, you know, we got a record deal out of that management. And, we made a killer record. But, I'm not going to lie. I mean, tensions were so deep, even making the record. I mean, you know, uh, and the pandemic didn't help those tensions. And, it's looking back at it all, like, I know that the other guys feel that things could have been handled a lot better. It really was and forever will be such an unfortunate situation because when you work so hard and you finally get to a place where you have like an incredible, we had like Steve Strange as our agent who, he I can't, when I heard he passed away, it was such a heartbreak. He's such a legendary guy. He was so supportive and so cool. And we had like Hellfest, we had Grass Pop, we had all these cool things lined up, and the band demised. And I just, you know, had such an incredible amount of support from just the people, the fans of the band, and also from my musical buddies, and they were, my phone was getting blown up by all my friends being like, what are you doing, man? Like, I'm here to help. Let's work together. Let's do some cool stuff. And I was like, wow, okay. Like, I was very overwhelmed, very upset. I mean, emotions just like, ugh. I mean, I couldn't even like contain the emotions I was feeling. And it was like a brutal divorce. And I was so humbled by the friends that I have. And so I was like, let's get in the studio and let's put these emotions to a just to make something really, who knows what it's going to be. But my influences are very like Peter Gabriel. And like, as far as like an artist, I just love the So record so much. And so getting a real horn section and getting all these like, these Steve Majora from that's now in Toto. It just, when I first started building You Wish, it just kind of the sound fell into place, which then I decided to say, you know what, this is totally me, and this couldn't be more me. So let's roll on this. And I got to work with some of my favorite friends and favorite people.
So obviously you mentioned there You Wish, which is the first track you've released from this upcoming album. So it's a really cool kind of groovy, funky track. What else can you kind of tell us about the making of it?
So when the whole band thing kind of went downhill, I had a studio that I can sit and build something right there. Like, don't have to rely on anyone else, self-sufficient. And I just started going through loops, and I got like the riff just came out when the emotions are there, like music flows. I never force it. I think that like whenever you're just something so intense emotionally happens, good or bad, that's when you can sit down and something comes out. So I just put a loop down and I started doing the riff of You Wish and kind of mapped it out. And then I got together with my buddy Jake Hayden. He's the drummer of Dorothy. And we put together real drums. And then I started seeing like, okay, this is going to be really sick. And I called up my buddy Christian Attard. He plays in Sugar Ray. He also played in Heart, Megan Trainor. I mean, he's just one of those go-to cats. He laid down the bass, and then Steve Majora came in. And Majora is just an unbelievable talent vocally and with the synths and the keys. And so I just had kind of like a demo riff, like the music, and I had the hook. I had the You Wish thing. I knew that I wanted to do You wish throughout the whole song. I love when verse, like when there's like just a constant hook going on where there's something in the verse that you could sing to. There's something in the, the chorus, pre-chorus. Like I just, I always think it's always good for the audience to have a moment in every song. And hopefully throughout the whole song. So, Steve just started building off the "You Wish," and then he started doing the synths, and right then and there, I was like, oh, this is really starting to come together as far as like finding that. Oh my gosh, this is what it was, just developing the sound, this fresh sound of these records that I love. We all love, like the Prince stuff, the Michael Jackson stuff, Peter Gabriel. I said before, also with the influence of my pops band Toto and Journey and all the stuff that I love growing up. So it just kind of had this little big, stew of awesome ingredients, and then that gave me the drive to put the guitars down, and then I really felt, you know what, I came up with something that was really 1,000,000% entirely me, as far as like writing the song and producing the song on my own. No one, because in a band you have like a democracy, like you might want to go a different place, but you have to, come to an agreement, and you might not get to have your full vision. So to be able to do that with people that were really fun to work with was a definite a breath of fresh air.
So what else can we expect from the rest of the record? Is it a similar kind of vibe to You Wish?
Yeah, it's very, like, most of the tracks are funk rock, heavy funk rock, horn section, big, sing along, Steve choir moments. It's very much like that, but then I have the melodic tunes that are very similar to the old band, and the music that, obviously the Toto Journey, all that kind of stuff, like kind of almost a little Bee Gees too, like kind of got a little in touch with the Bee Gees vibes. And yeah, so there's a couple, like, I guess you could say the power ballad, but not, they're still like pretty epic, because there's like some tunes that have like kind of a Coldplay influence. I think that just, I love groove, pocket, tight, you want to move, you want to, what I love with the with my record is you don't know if you want to mosh or dance, man. That's kind of that's kind of where I wanted to put it. It's like, well, what do you want to do? Even though there's some angst behind the song, it makes it's still a feel good tune, which would make you want to move and dance to it too.
So you've obviously grown up with music all around you. So how's your upbringing kind of shaped your own musical creativity?
I mean, I got the bug so early. I mean, one of my first memories was playing drums. I got gifted a drum set from Jeff Porcaro when I was 4, and I mean, can't believe my dad didn't, was okay with that, because you can imagine after some party nights back then, or like 1991 or something, it's like you're gonna hear like a 4-year-old kid banging on a drum set. That could not have contributed well to the hangover. But I caught on real quick, and it was awesome, because I always like to explain to people, like, a lot of dads and sons, they'll go out and they'll throw catch together. Like, let's get the baseball glove and throw catch, or, do some kind of sport together, or football, soccer here, or American football here. My dad and I, we jammed together. That was our thing. I got to be able to play drums. He would come into the room. He had his guitar, and we'd just be able to jam together. And he would even pull me up at like the Baked Potato, this like legendary club, small little jazz club here, and I would go up and just play, and that was our bonding cool thing. And I'm the only kid out of the bunch that got the music bug, so obviously I was hooked.
So have you got a kind of, expected sort of release date for the album, even roughly?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I was kind of going back and forth, maybe thinking about my birthday, which is in May. I'm going to release probably 3 more songs before then, 3 or 4 more songs before then, and then release the whole record, May or June. Certain things are kind of coming together a little more deeply, where then I don't know if I will have the full say of when it comes out. But so far, sticking with the independent side, that's my my goal. And obviously most people have to release every 6 to 8 weeks, and that's what I plan on doing.
So I know you've also been busy this year, kind of writing and obviously, like you're saying, producing for lots of other artists. So who have you been working with?
I just finished a tune with Blind Channel. They're like a really cool Finland rock band. I guess they did pretty well on Eurovision, and they're on Sony, and they're super sick. And um, I worked with this band, Classless Act, which they opened up for Motley Crue and Def Leppard and Poison on this past tour. They're killer. And I've worked with, I mean, all these things are all going to be coming out. Like, it's all coming out next year. I'm working with this girl, Amber Van Day. She's on Island in the UK. She's super talented singer, songwriter. She's a really successful songwriter. She's written a bunch of hits, and she's featured on a bunch of kind of dance track stuff. And she's got great numbers, but she's now making her own solo record, which I'm producing. And then Andrew Hagar, who's Sammy Hagar's son, I produced an album for him. And I'm working with this girl, Salem Darling. She's 16. She's a badass guitar player. We kind of did like this, you know, very like Joan Jett kind of Runaways, but pop. Also like a mix of like Olivia Rodrigo and Avril Lavigne. But she rips. And I produced a song on my dad's upcoming solo record, co-wrote and produced a song for him, which was the first time those roles were there, which was interesting, but it actually worked so well, and it was funny because I was telling him like, hey man, maybe you could play this. And, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, is this weird? And he says, it's oddly comfortable. And I'm like, okay, cool. But now me releasing my own music, that's what's guiding me to go back to the stage, because that's the whole reason why I do this, is playing live, playing on stage. I miss it so much. So that's why I decided to self-release the first tune, is because I had to get the ball rolling. I had to get it going so I can play next year, because I feel if I held back anymore, I just would lose that window of time.
Yeah, well, I really hope to see it on the road live. That'd be great. Trev, thank you so much for chatting today. I really appreciate your time. Guys, make sure you
Mads,
check
you
out Trev
rule.
Lukather. Thank you. Guys, make sure you check out Trev Lukather and come back to Denim and Leather for more. Bye.